Hello, it is me, the Governor. Matthew Vere asked me to give you suckers the last guide on compression you'll ever need. You'd think, with all the information available online, I would need to make this tutorial, right? Wrong. Absolutely wrong. You need to listen to me very carefully and make sure you stick around to the end. I need your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle. Now! Oh, sorry. That's the wrong script. Hang on. I'll be back. Here it is. Arnold teaches compression. I found it. Compression overview. Compressors don't make things louder, okay? They turn things down. All compression is, at its purest form, is volume reduction. Come on. Now, compressors have other uses, such as imparting color and shaping tone, which I will show you later. But for now, let's focus on the primary use. Compression is the act of reducing the volume of a signal. In essence, it is a fast volume fader, you bastard. I would know, because I am the Governor. And now the difference between the loudest and the quietest sections in a sound is the dynamic range. Okay, a compressor reduces the dynamic range of a signal. Okay, it does this by turning down the loudest parts and bringing them closer in volume to the quieter passages. A compressor never makes a sound louder by increasing the gain. It only increases volume as a byproduct of reducing the dynamic range. By reducing the dynamic range of sound, okay, we're reducing the loud peaks in comparison to the quieter passages. This allows you to then raise the average level of the sound, allowing for a higher perceived loudness before clipping occurs. A compressor only reduces volume by turning down the sections that are too loud. If a compressor reduces the level of a signal by turning it down when it gets too loud, what defines too loud? That would be the threshold control. Threshold. The threshold is the line. What is going on here? I can't even speak what's going on. The threshold is the level at which the compressor begins to reduce the volume. You see how I decided to go volume really loud like that? It's just because I'm not using a compressor, you bastard. Yeah, the threshold is measured in decibels, abbreviated dm. No, that is not an M, that's a B, you bastard. Okay, hang on. The threshold is measured in decibels, abbreviated dB, okay? Now another helpful aid you can use, is phrasing the control as though it's asking a question. Like, what are you doing here? Who's your daddy? And what does he do? The threshold control is asking you at what decibel in the signal should the compression begin. That's the only choice you need to make. At what decibel level in the signal should the compressor begin to reduce the volume? Come on, why don't you know this? With the threshold control, you're telling the compressor, hey, when the signal reaches this volume, turn it down. Listen to this is a kick drum. Right now, it's peaking at 0 decibels, or thereabouts. Let's just adjust the threshold to -4 dB, which means that the volume reduction will begin when the signal goes over -4 decibels. The compressor will only apply the reduction to part of the signal that is above -4 decibels. So, to summarize, the threshold tells the compressor when it needs to reduce the volume. But by how much should it turn the signal down by? Come on, what is even the script? What is the words? But by how much should it turn the signal down by? I don't even know what that means. What's going on here? Yeah, hello? Yeah, it is me, Arnold. I got the script here. It is by someone, his name is Vanity Beats. Beats by Vanity on YouTube, right? You don't know him? You're crazy? You gave me the script and I can't read it. I don't know. And you just read it? You just read it. Don't call me a baby, okay? I call you because I need support. We can go and smoke stogies on Friday. No, we can't. We gotta stay inside of a house. What are you doing, you bastard? Yeah, we get it. Yeah. Yeah, you tell Maria I love her. Okay. Okay, bye. Right, reading the script, I gotta read. Okay, Matthew, okay, what a bastard. This is where the ratio control comes in. Now, let's talk about the ratio. The ratio control is the amount. The ratio determines the amount of compression applied to a signal. You can think of it as how the compressor responds to a sound. The higher the ratio, the more gain reduction you apply. You're telling the compressor how many decibels to turn the signal down by once it reaches the threshold. Just like California and forest fires, the threshold has been reached. You get to turn it down now with water. The ratio control is asking what amount of compression would you like applied to the signal? A light kiss? Or something more severe? The settings under control are mathematical ratios between two numbers. Here's how you could think of them. To work out the compression amount for each ratio, take the second number of the first. And so, with the ratio of 4:1, we have 3 decibels of reduction. For every 4 decibels, the signal rises above the threshold, as 4 minus 1 equals 3. Come on, can't you do math? Then, divide the input signal level above the threshold by the first number of the ratio, okay? And this is to determine how much signal will be output. You could think of a 4:1 ratio as the compressor eating 3 decibels of the signal. Come on. While leaving a single decibel of output level, the compressor is reducing the volume by 3 decibels for every 4 that surpasses the threshold. These numbers are an average of how compressors will respond to a signal. Come on, use them to guide your decisions, but don't expect the readouts to be mathematically accurate. Come on. The examples of the ratios include 4:1, 8:2. No, that's not right. What am I reading, you bastard? 8:1, 20:1, through 1 to I don't even know what's going on here. 20:1 through to infinity 1, which is limiting. I swear I know what's going on here. Listen, 4:1 is a medium compression, 8:1 strong, and anything above is severe, as you're reducing the signal by 7 or more decibels. The threshold and ratio controls are best used with the gain reduction meter to determine the amount of compression you're applying. Now, let's keep the 4:1 ratio example and set neutron to that setting. As per the explanation, there are 4 decibels of signal crossing the threshold, 2 to 3 decibels of compression taking place, and the output signal has fallen by 3 decibels, or thereabouts. So, in summary, the threshold tells the compressor when to reduce the signal, and the ratio determines how much to reduce the signal by. Next, let's decide at what speed the compressor should respond to the incoming sound, like this. This is what the next pairing of controls are for, the attack and release. Attack and release, you bastard. Release. You attack and then you release. The attack and the release controls are both the speed. The attack is the beginning speed and the release is the ending speed. The attack is the speed in which the compressor goes from no compression to full compression. The release is the opposite, the time that it takes the compressor to go from full compression back to the original signal. Together they form the timing, which with the compressor's gain reduction begins attack and ends release. The attack control is asking you, at what speed would you like the compressor to go from no compression to full compression? How should it react to the signal? Do you want it to be instant, compressing as soon as the sound crosses the threshold? Or do you want it to take its time, giving the transient of the signal some breathing room? Like me, I need some room to breathe. The script is so long. What's going on here? The release control is the ending speed and is asking the opposite. At what speed should the compressor go from full compression back to the uncompressed signal? Do you want the compressor to return to the original signal? I don't even know if that's English. Do you want the compressor to return to the original signal instantly, or should it take its time, allowing for more natural sound? But enough talk. It's showtime, baby. It's showtime. Let's now have a look at how you can use these controls. Let's now have a look at how you can use these controls to shape a sound. Example. What is this word? Oh, example. I knew that. Stop it. First, let's address the most common pitfall of compression, using compression. Every time you load up a compressor, you need to ask yourself a bunch of questions, like who's your daddy, and what does it do? And I want them answered immediately. Why are you reaching for a compressor? Just out of habit? What are you doing? If so, you need to stop it. Stop it now. Ask yourself, why are you using a compressor? And what sound you're after? Answering these can be hard initially, so here's one way you could approach compressing a kick drum. The ratio and threshold controls determine the amount of compression. The amount you should apply is subjective to material. There's no one-size-fits-all preset. However, through experimentation, you can find the settings that sounds best to your ears. The gain reduction meter displays the amount of reduction happening, which you should keep your eye on while setting each control. But of course, use your ears first. The attack and release have the most significant impact on the sound of a compressor. Unless you wish to crush the transient of a drum, use a slow attack. Here's how a fast attack sounds. What is going on here? What is that sound? And then, here is a slow attack. You know, like Terminator but punching really slowly. Like he's rusty, like a rusty Terminator. Now, you tell me which one sounds better. And you tell me now in the comments down below. If you said the first, don't give up your day job. Now, with fast attack, we're just reducing the level of the transient, like so. These are the two extremes, but finding a balance is where we can get crayons. Just kidding, creative. With a fast attack, and around 20 decibels of gain reduction, we can see that the transient has gone, leaving us with more body than punch. You can start shaping the sound by deciding how much transient to body ratio you'd like. Increasing the attack lets more of the transient through. You can hear this as the punch of the kick. Now, the orange line here is representing the reduction that's starting just after the transient. Now, pulling back the release lets the compressor return to the uncompressed signal quicker, bringing up the body of the kick. This gives you a boomy sound, like my voice. Boom. You like that? Call me. You can see that the orange line up here is displaying how the release is shaping the sound. When combined with a long attack, the compressor isn't starting to apply compression until after the transient has passed. Come on. Now, generally, this is the best approach for drums, as keeping the transient loud is what provides the punch. For materials such as vocals, pianos, guitars, and other transient heavy sounds, you may wish to use a fast attack to catch those peaks and smooth out the performance. Now, let's copy over the kick drum compression settings to this piano. It's not controlling these transients because of the slow attack. The volume reduction begins just after the initial peak here, which doesn't smooth out the performance. Pulling back the attack to catch those transients provides a far more controlled compression style, but it also dulls the sound, pushing the piano back in the mix. Somewhere in between could be a nice balance. In this case, the release should be pulling back between hits or resetting back to no compression, aiming for as long release as possible while still dropping back between the peaks is a safe option. These are but a few ways to use compressor to shape a sound's tone, rather than only controlling the volume. It would be best if you practice compressing sounds to develop your understanding and taste further. So, do it. Do it now! Alright, enough philosophy for now. I better get going. Who should I pass this series over to for the next episode? Comment your suggestions below. And until next time, remember, I'll be back.
You know, I was thinking I could maybe get in here and do a little bit of stuff.
Get out of here. You don't belong.
Yeah, but I was thinking, maybe the people might like Peter Griffin.
No, I don't like you. I don't know you. You smell fat.
That's kind of mean. Not all of us, get to eat steroids every day. Now, Sir Patrick Stewart is here to take care of all of you. You need to calm down, please. Well, he started. He called me fat. Did you hear that?
Yeah, that's because you are. You're a big fatty.
Listen to me, bud. I'm gonna punch you. I beat up that chicken. I can beat you up, too.
I'm going to smoke you like a stogie. Now, there's one more thing I have to tell you. If you want to see more of Arnold, you're going to have to smash the living shit out of that like button and share everywhere, or I will be back!